Time for the second women's semi-final here on Recurve Sunday. Casey Kaufhold from the United States of America leading out Ann San. Casey Kaufhold, the reigning Pan-American champion, going up against Ann San, who's the 2022 Hyundai Archery World Cup final champion. For bronze at the World Championships in 2021 in the United States of America. Ann San, of course, the first archer to complete the Olympic triple, taking 3 gold medals at Paris 2024. Sorry, Tokyo 2024. Teammate Lim took the 3 in Tokyo. Ann San gets the second semi-final underway with a 9. Just about inside the line. Chef, we were talking beforehand about this lineup. World number 2, Kaufhold against world number 3, Ann San. Too tough to call, right?
Yeah, very tough to call. Of course, Ann San, famous for her triple crown. Casey is maybe not as predictable, but she has the ability to sometimes just get some really high scores out of the bag and upset some really good shooters. So, of which she is one herself, to be fair. She gets the opportunity now to take this set with either a 10 or an 11.
Ooh.
9-10 liner.
It's on the line, so it's going to go for a measure. Very difficult to see that one again because of those shadows.
Yeah, my first instinct says it's a 10, but the target judge will have a much better look at it.
We've talked time and time again about how important the start is when you're going up against a Korean. Just caught the judge calling that 10-9-9. Kaufhold does indeed grab the points in the first set. And going back to that importance of starting strongly against Koreans, Casey Kaufhold's done just that.
Yeah, you need to grab all the set points that you can, and especially in the beginning of the match where they might still be kind of settling into the finals venue. You need to take advantage of that. So, well, the same goes for all of the competitors, really, but on average, you need to shoot a little bit better against a Korean recurve archer.
Kaufhold leading 2-0. So Ann San will shoot first in the second set.
10.
Nice 10 there, almost an 11, which is still strange to say, but it's an interesting concept.
9.
There might be a bit of a score to settle as well in this match, since Ann San was part of the recurve women's team that Casey had to shoot against in the semi-finals in the team event. And Casey and her team managed to win over Korea after 20 attempts prior.
Yeah, amazing result that for the US team, but that is not an amazing arrow from Casey Kaufhold. She's left the door open here for Ann San.
9.
Birinci hedef 28 puanda.
So an 11 required from Kaufhold to share the set points.
10.
It was close. It was very close to that X ring, but not enough. And the second set goes to Ann San. And as we predicted, it's impossible to predict this one.
Yeah. It could really go either way. I think purely based on consistency, you would give it to Ann San, but then Casey has a way of shooting scores when it matters. So, well, there's a reason she's the number 2 ranked archer in the world right now.
2-time Olympian herself, Casey Kaufhold, took a bronze in the mixed team event Paris 2024.
Amerikalı sporcu Casey Kaufhold ise 555 puanla 18. sırada yer aldı.
Ann San, though, returning to form, and it is worth mentioning that the triple Olympic champion didn't make the Paris team because she didn't qualify, basically.
Yeah, so that tells you enough about the level of archery in the Korea in the domestic circuit.
Ansan's leveled up in this semi-final match, and she starts
9.
7-3. Seeing an awful lot of nines.
Yeah, I'm guessing that even though it doesn't seem too windy right now, it's not super easy to get dialed in.
8.
Stern look there from Casey about that 8.
9.
9.
But she could tie the set up with a 10 and even overtake her opponent with an 11. 10 it is.
10.
10 puan.
We haven't seen much talked about 11 yet in this semi-final.
8.
8.
Well, talk about opening doors. Chance for kaufhold to re-establish the lead here. 9 will be enough.
8.
8
She's
puan.
put it into the 8,
26,
so
26.
chance there to steal the points, and instead she's sharing them.
26-26.
So 3-3
beraber birer set puanı kazanıyor
after
sporcularımız.
3 sets.
Her iki hedefte de
I don't
üç
think
set
either of
puanı.
us would have predicted a split set there. There was a big chance for both of them.
Yeah, but you could see the wind, that you could see the beach flags in the background when Casey was walking off the line. I think there's more wind than it might seem. Little flag on the target is not going too bad, but you could see there the arrow flight. It was beautiful in slow motion. You could see the back end of the arrow was kind of going to the left, whereas the point was trying to go straight. So the flight of the arrow is definitely affected by the wind.
So we've got 15 or so meters from the shooting line that's covered by, or blocked off, protected by these stands that have been built for this event. And then the arrow travels through open space, exposed to the elements coming off the coastline here in Antalya. The wind has been conspicuous by its absence so far in Antalya, and now it's come out to play. 3-3, Ansan to shoot first.
9. 10.
10 puan.
In some regards, it makes it easier that you're blocked off by the wind because it's easier to aim in the middle or aim off. On the other hand, you cannot really feel what the wind is doing. Normally, half of the judging, half of the looking at the wind is also the feel that you get on the line. So if you take that away, then it's only based by visuals.
11 puan.
We get our first 11 of the match. But those visuals are not always enough to get a good gauge.
10.
10 puan.
The little adjustments that kaufhold made after her first arrow clearly have worked, but there's a chance to put this one out of reach.
9.
30.
And that's exactly what she does, put it out of reach with 1 point.
10.
10 puan.
30-28 in this fourth set. There's a 5-3 on the board. Ansan is in the lead with 2 points.
Dördüncü sette birinci
Well, there you have
hedefte
it.
puanımız.
Confirmation in venue that another 2 points goes the way of the Korean Ansan. She's 5-3 up. Target score for a win in the individual competition is 6, so Ansan can afford to just share the points in the final set and still go through to shoot for gold.
Medals during the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games, and Casey has won bronze medal during the Olympic Games last summer.
We get a close up there of well, first off Casey kaufhold and now Ansan.
Casey's shooting first on target number 2. It is the 5th and final end.
Kaufhold in a must-win set here. She's got to take both points to force a shoot off, and it will be the archer from the USA to shoot first.
10.
10 puan.
We had a bit of a talk before this session and tried to predict these matches. We both went for 6-4, and we both went a different direction with it, but I think we were on the money with our prediction. Of course, it can still go to the shoot-off, but
10.
basically the consensus was it's too close to call. It can go either way.
Glad you didn't divulge who picked which archer
Nine.
to win 6-4, but there's a chance here that this could go to 5-5 and we'll have a shoot-off. An 11 to put the set to bed for Kaufhold.
10.
10
Oh,
points.
would have been her first one. Now, we can't call it a perfect score, even though it would have been at the last World Cup. 33 available to the individual archers in each set. 11 required.
10.
And it's a 10. So
29
the separation
to 30.
is incomplete at this point. 5-5 after the first 5 regulation sets. And we were both wrong. 6-4 it is not to be.
No, but I mean, the concept is still there. Too close to call, and I think this proves that.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a tight one, and it's certainly proven to be so. So now the target faces will be refreshed with new clean faces, because we're going into a 1-arrow shoot-off.
That's the question.
We need clean targets without holes in, just in case they both score the same score, because we then need to measure which is closest to the center.
Yeah, score is actually irrelevant in the shoot-off. It's literally just who is closest to the center. So yeah, it's pretty much as short of a match as you could shoot. Just 1 arrow close to the center wins.
Sun death.
So everyone of us
Here you get a good idea of how the arrows actually travel to the target, rising to a height of 3.5 meters. So
It's a big arc, isn't it?
yeah, what is that? 12 feet?
Oh, I don't speak that language.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's a little over 12 feet.
So please show your support for both archers and
Now,
Antalya. Give a warm
time
round of
for
applause. It is
these
shoot-off
two.
time.
We're just about to sort of talk about the tension, but both of them grinning away, giggling away, and that's how they're dealing with it.
Yeah, but believe me, there is some tension on these archers.
It's a mask they are wearing. 1 arrow to decide who is going to go through to the gold medal match and have a chance at securing their place at the Hyundai Archery World Cup final. So far this season, we've seen Penny Healy from Great Britain qualify by winning the stage in Florida, then Lee Ga-hyun qualifying by winning the stage in Shanghai. We will have a new winner here. Will it come from this pair? And San with the first arrow of this semi-final shoot-off.
10.
10 puan.
Very good arrow there. There is room for improvement, but Casey will have to shoot a very, very good arrow here.
Well, she's not made it into the extra so far in this match,
9.
and that remains. And San takes this semi-final. She required a shoot-off to do it against Casey Kaufhold, but it will be the triple Olympic champion from Tokyo 2021 who goes on to shoot for gold here in Antalya.
Casey Kaufhold'u bronz madalya maçında izleyeceğiz.
Congratulations to Ansan from Korea.
A tough contest, that is for sure. Kaufhold this time coming away on the wrong end of it, but she will now go into the bronze medal match against Loredana Spera, and we've got a really special lineup for the gold medal match. It is 2 Koreans, that's unsurprising, and it's 2 Koreans who've gone back-to-back Olympic Games, winning all 3 of the contests they were in.
Yeah, it's somewhat of a clash of titans that we're gonna have in the gold medal match. But first, they can sit next to each other and enjoy some archery and look at the bronze medal match as a spectator.
As we take a look back at Anne San, who kept her cool in these incredibly hot conditions.